Good morning, everyone. I am Nisa, final year student who experienced these things many times. Well, I want to talk about something that nobody likes to experience, but everyone goes through at some point in life. That thing is failure. Before I start, let me ask you with a simple question. Have you ever worked really hard for something, believing that you do your best and still didn't get the result you wanted? Maybe it was an exam, maybe it was a scholarship, maybe it was an internship or a job. Whatever it was, I'm sure most of us have experienced that at least once. I know I have, and honestly, failures doesn't feel good. Nobody wake up in the morning hoping to fail. When we fail, we often feel disappointed, feel embarrassed, frustrated, and start questioning ourselves. But over time, I just realized something. Some of the most important lessons I have learned in life didn't come from my successes, they come from my failures. Maybe success makes us feel happy, but failures teach us. And today, I would like to share a few lessons that failures has taught me. Well, the first lesson is failures teach us self-awareness. When the things are going well, we don't take time to reflecting, right? We celebrate it and we moved on, and we continue doing what we have always done. But failures force us to stop, force us to think like, what went wrong? What could I have done better? And what should I do to improve for the next step? At first, this question can be difficult because nobody enjoys their mistakes. It is much easier to blame the bad luck and blame the situation, but real growth starts when we honest with ourselves. Sometimes failures reveal weaknesses that we didn't know we had. Maybe our presentation wasn't good enough. Maybe our time management wasn't effective. Maybe we lack of confidence. Maybe we gave up too quickly. And failures acts like mirror. It shows us things that success often hides. And although that can be uncomfortable, it is also incredible values. Because if we never recognize our weakness, we can never improve them. Well, the second lesson is failures build resilience. Life is unpredictable. No matter how talented you are, no matter how intelligent we are, no matter how hard we work, there will always be setbacks. There will always be challenges. There will always be a moment when things don't go according to plan, and that's simply part of life. The problem is that many people think resilience means never feeling sad or disappointed, but I don't think that's true. Resilience doesn't mean pretending that failure doesn't hurt. Resilience means feeling disappointed and continuing anyway. I have learned that confidence is misunderstood. Many people think confident people never fail, but I think the real confidence comes from knowing that even if we fail, we'll be okay. Will be learned, will be recover, and will be keep moving forward. Every challenge we overcome makes us a little stronger, you know. Well, the third lesson is failures teach us patience. This is something I still struggle with, where we live in a world where everything feels fast. When where we want to quick result, we want immediately progress, we want success as soon as possible, and we and when we see someone achieve something, we only see the final result, see the awards, the achievement, and the story and the success of and the story of success, but we don't see the years of effort behind it, the mistakes, the failures, and the moment when they want to quit. Failures remind us that growth takes time, improvement takes time, success takes time. We are making progress, right? Even when we can't see it. Sometime the lesson we are learning today won't become useful, and that's okay. Not everything needs to happen immediately. It's okay. Well, the fourth lesson is failures helps us develop humility. Successful can make us believe that we have figured it out, but failures remind us there is always more to learn. It reminds us that no matter how much we know, there is always room for improvement. And I think humility is important because it keeps us to open-minded, it keeps us willing to listen, and it keeps us willing to learn from others, because every weakness we identify become an area where we can improve. Well, the last lesson is something I didn't understand until recently. Failures teach empathy. When you have struggled before, you become more understanding of people's struggle. When you have been disappointed, you are more likely to support someone else who's going through at that difficult time. In that way, failures doesn't just improve our abilities, it also improve our characters. It teach us kindness, it teach us patience, and it also teach us compassion. And I think those qualities are just as important as an achievement. One quote that changed my perspective says, failures is not the opposite of success, it is part of success. Well, the more I think about it, the more I believe it's true. Every successful person has experienced failures. For example, athlete lose competition, business owners experience failed project, and the student receive disappointing grades, and nobody succeeds all the time. The difference is that a successful person don't let the successful person don't let failure become their final destination. They learn from it, they adapt, and they continue moving forward. Well, before I end my speech, I want to leave you with one final message. The next time if you experience failure, please don't immediately see it as proof that you are not good enough. Don't let one bad result define your future. Don't let one rejection define your worth. And don't let one mistake make you stop trying. I'm Anissa. Have a good day.